Welcome to Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Welcome to a new season of racing. Has been a while, with the previous season mostly appearing on other channels, but now we should be back to the action with the Transatlantic Cup, a series of 5 rounds in UK and US circuits. Last year it was with the Ginetta G40, this year it's with the Caterham 7, a car that should produce good racing, but that might cause a bit of trouble to be tamed by these old folks. We are at round 1, race 1, so the opening round of the season here at Brands Hatch. This is the only race in this round that we'll be able to cover because the replay of the second race is not available. So let's make the most of what we have with 12 drivers today here at Brands Hatch starting this championship, and it is Delphi Moura on pole position, followed by Diogo Silva, second row Rob Oldham and Jorge Jesus, third row Dale Taylor and Scott Devlin, fourth row Kev Allen and Diogo Almeida, fifth row Andrew Dalby and John Scott, and the sixth row it's Jambo and Simon Allen at the back of the field. Let's see what he can do from there, as he's normally a much quicker driver. And the new season is about to go here at Brands Hatch, and it's a good start by Delphi Moura. Already a car off the track there at the back, and that is Jambo that has gone straight into the grass, but Delphi Moura keeps the lead into the first corner. Paddock Hill bent Diogo Silva under pressure from Rob Oldham there, and Rob is going to go side by side into Druids. Let's see if they all survive the first few corners, and it seems to me that everyone is safely through, as already here some contact there at the back between Andrew Dalby, I think, and Jorge, I think it might have been Jorge Jesus, but what on earth happened to Jorge Jesus? He's dropped to 9th spot. So we'll get a bit of a replay of what may have happened here to Jorge Jesus, one of the leading drivers here in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. He did not qualify that well, but he did lose quite a lot of time in the first few corners. We saw there a couple of drivers there, I think it's just Diogo Almeida, involved in a bit of contact, as Jorge Jesus pretty much had a problem at the start and did not start well at all. He's moved to the middle of the track, and everyone, look at this, there's a driver there, I believe it's Diogo Almeida or Scott, couldn't figure out who that was. I believe it was Kev Allen. Did a great start, very difficult to follow liveries here with no car numbers, but I believe it was, there's a contact between Kev Allen and Diogo Almeida, and it was, I believe, Diogo Almeida that had a great start. Let's do one more replay of this start, and you can see already the close racing there. Diogo Almeida very aggressive at the start, which paid dividends in the first part of the lap. There you see, it's going to be a great start by Diogo from 8th place. He's behind Kev Allen, but goes in between Scott Davley and Jorge Jesus, and now he's side by side with Kev Allen and goes on the inside straight into 5th place. But this is not done yet, because Kev is now back on the inside there, and Diogo is he's going around the outside of another car, that's Dale Taylor, and just reconnects with Kev, and then connects also with Andrew Dalby. But well, just a bit of close racing, no real time lost there for either driver. But the top 4 are Delphi Moura, followed by Diogo Silva, followed by Rob Oldham, followed by Dale Taylor and Kev Allen, as Diogo Almeida makes a mistake there and is now under pressure from Andrew Dalby. This is great racing here at Brands Hatch. We'll keep an eye on the drivers ahead as Andrew Dalby tries to go on the and let's go track side, see if we can capture some more of the action here at Brands Hatch, as they are still on the first lap, and Delphi Moura is now at the end of the lap. Look at Diogo Silva now under pressure from Rob Oldham. Diogo Silva goes wide. Here comes Rob Oldham, and he does go into 2nd place. Diogo Silva, a mistake there, and loses that 2nd place, and now he's under pressure from Dale Taylor and Kev Allen as the first lap. Look at this, Diogo Silva a little bit under pressure there at the end of the lap, and the first lap is complete with Delphi Moura with a comfortable, sort of comfortable lead over Robo the ball, there's this collision there, a collision between Del Taylor and Diogo Silva. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, this is a bit of a disaster for both drivers, and Del Taylor gets stuck as well in the gravel and drops down to last. He could not press the reset button as there were a number of other cars going through that corner, Paddock Hill Bend, at the time, but it just seems he wanted to go on the inside, but Diogo may have moved to the middle of the track. And let's see the replay of what happened here as he goes and tries to go on the inside, and just a little bit of miscalculation there by Dale, and loses quite a fair bit of time. And Diogo Silva also, let's see where he rejoins. He rejoins in 10th spot, and Dale is in 12th. So let's see now what of a recovery drive these drivers can make, as they were at the sharp end of the field. And with this collision, they've been now relegated to the back end of this field. And let's look for battles now. Let's look for battles, and the battle for the lead is ooh la la, as my French friend would say. Delphi Moura almost losing it there. Half a second between the top two at the moment here at Brands Hatch. Cavallan up into third, Diogo Almeida up into fourth place, but still being pursued by Andrew Dalby. Now for fifth. Sixth is Scott Davely. Up into seventh is Simon Allen from last on the grid, and there is the driver, that's Diogo Almeida and Andrew Dalby, and the action is absolutely dead. Oh no! Someone, and did he have any help, Diogo, or he just lost it? Let's look at the replay of what happened here, as there seems to be a... Oh, they both crashed. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, they both crashed, Andrew Dalby and Diogo Almeida. The battle, oh, and Diogo Almeida spins again, then presses the reset button, but we'll start from the beginning and get a full replay of what happened here, as where is Andrew Dalby? There he is, and there is the contact, as Diogo Almeida actually was off the track. Andrew Dalby goes on the inside here, and just a bit of a clumsy move, I should say, there by Andrew Dalby. There was absolutely no space whatsoever, and and Diogo Almeida then spins again before then going on the reset button, as they both drop into... look at this, John Scott was trying to go around the outside, but then Dalby recovers now to 9th spot. And Diogo Silva is mysteriously up into 6th place, as he was 10th before this incident, and there were only 2 cars involved, so logically, something else happened there. That is my understanding right now, as well. No, he was already, well, look at this, he was on the inside there of Jorge Jesus, who was going quite slowly. Almost contact there between the two drivers, but not quite. And then let's see his view of the incident that affected Andrew Dalby and Diogo Almeida, as Diogo tries to come back to the track and then spins again. Almost a collision there between Scott Davey and Simon Allen. Simon Allen up into 4th place, incredible, and then Scott is absolutely and comes back into the track to reclaim his position. But Scott Davey, well, a little bit on the edge there. Let's go back to trackside and follow this race, as the leaders now continue to be separated by less than a second. But look at that battle there, that's Andrew Dalby going around Jumbo, and Andrew Dalby is recovering. He's already up into, it was not around Jumbo, sorry, it was Jorge Jesus that was battling with him. Very difficult to follow the drivers because the cars do not have numbers. Jorge Jesus is in 9th place, in 7th place is Jumbo, and Andrew Dalby is between the two. John Scott is in 10th, Diogo Almeida has dropped back to last. Del Taylor, who was involved in that earlier incident, is in 11th, and Andrew Dalby, who was also involved in the incident with Diogo Almeida, is still in 8th place and trying to get 7th. As Jorge Jesus is off the track again, big time. Big crash there for Jorge Jesus. Oh no! And this is, well, not the best demonstration of the physics model. We have a car upside down, that is Del Taylor, and Dale's race is going from bad to worse. But what on earth happened to Jorge Jesus there? He just seems to, it just absolutely seems to have lost it in a rather strange way because no one was even near him. And this is what happened here in 9th place. He's he just seems to get distracted and then gets hit by one driver and then big time by Del Taylor. It was John Scott, the first driver who hit him. Reset button. He was absolutely lucky to, and Del Taylor is upside down and now presses the reset button, and his race is going from bad to worse. Let's go back to the race leader. So plenty of action here at Brands Hatch. Delphi Moira continues to lead the race. Second place is Rob Oldham. Third is Kev Allen. Fourth is Simon Allen. Fifth is Scott Davely. Now with Diogo Silva on his pursuit. We are not yet, well, we're still on lap 3 out of 14. Lap 4 now. So plenty of racing still to come, but as usual, quite a lot of action packed in these first few laps as Diogo Silva continues now to attack Scott Davely, who is actually attacking big time Simon Allen there. Simon Allen is struggling. So the battle for 4th place is alive and kicking here at Brands Hatch, with Simon Allen not really moving away from Scott Davely, quite the opposite. And in fact, Simon is now messing up all sorts of lines there as Diogo Silva now under pressure. No, Scott Davely, sorry, under pressure from Diogo Silva, and now it's going to be almost contact there. Not the ideal place to overtake, but Diogo Silva goes up into 5th place there. Nicely done there by the Portuguese driver, up into 5th place. Let's look for other battles. We have a big battle emerging here for 9th place. That's John Scott. Now John's race has been somewhat eventful, but mostly due to others rather than him. He just hit Jorge Jesus, and now he's under pressure from Diogo Almeida, who had that earlier incident. Jorge Jesus is in the 11th spot, not the greatest race for him, and someone is stopped on the track. Someone is stopped on the track, and that is Diogo Almeida again. So it was another mistake by the Portuguese driver, and Jorge Jesus up into the top 10. But really, drivers like Jorge Jesus, Diogo Almeida not having the greatest race ever. Not the start to the championship that they wanted, but let's see how the rest of the race is going to pan out here at Brands Hatch. We are on lap 5 out of 14, and we have still plenty of battles, none, well, bigger than this one for 4th place. Let's go back to the race leader, Delphi Moura, who is flying on his own. Well, he's not flying on his own, he's flying with Rob Oldham. 1.5 seconds here at the end of lap 4. We're almost at the end of lap 5. Let's look at the battle for, well, 3rd place man is on his own. That's Kev Allen. Then Simon Allen is continues to be under pressure from Diogo Silva and Scott Davely. And look at Simon, he is struggling a little bit. Here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside, and he's going to be job done. Or is it? No, because Simon Allen just takes the line and they try to run side by side. Not very advisable to run side by side there, but nice work there by both drivers, actually leaving each other space. And Scott Davely is a very interested observer in that battle in 6th spot. Now 7th place is Jumbo, then is Andrew Dalby, then is John Scott, then George Jesus, and the gaps at the back are starting to get, and Diogo Almeida is having a terrible race. He just dropped into last. Del Taylor not having a much better race, but they still find the energy to battle very hard not to finish last, and at the moment that's Del Taylor occupying that 11th spot. But here comes Diogo Almeida. They, well, don't have much to lose here because they're already at the back, so they might as well just have fun and battle with each other. Let's see what will happen. We'll keep an eye on that battle there at the back. But here comes now Diogo Silva again on Simon Allen, and it seems to me that it's going to be a matter of time before Diogo Silva goes up into 4th place. But for now, a very good battle. Now, one thing that is happening as this battle continues is that they are checking out from Scott Davely, and they're actually getting closer to Kev Allen. Kev did a 1:32.065, not the greatest lap. whilst some of the drivers behind are on the 131. So still, maybe there is an open question about the battle for the podium here in this race. Simon Allen continues to be in fourth. Diogo Silva lost a little bit of time there, and Scott Davley is not far behind. Let's see how these two are doing here at the back, as they really are trying to have fun. And well, they're actually not that far from Jorge Jesus. They're only 4 seconds, so maybe this is a battle for the top 10 and at least some more points. Oh, and Jorge Jesus Jorge Jesus has stopped on the circuit there, and this was probably a mistake on his own. And this corner is proving to be quite the challenge, as Jorge Jesus, there he is, rotating and hitting the barrier. Fortunately, no damage in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Jorge Jesus is able to press the reset button, but now he's dropped to last, and we have quite, well, a lot of accomplished drivers here at the back. Jorge Jesus is last, 11th is Diogo Almeida, 10th is Dale Taylor, and John Scott is 7 seconds ahead of this pack. Jumbo is in 8th place. Andrew Dalby did overtake Jumbo, so now he's in 7th. 6th is Scott Davley, 5th is Diogo Silva, 4th is Simon Allen, and Kev Allen is actually being caught by these two drivers. We are at the middle of the race now, but Kev continues to lose just a few tenths of a second on the last lap, but enough for Simon Allen still to dream on about the podium. Let's go back to our race leader, who has now opened a more respectable gap to second place, Rob Oldham. And look at the time that Delphi Moura is putting, 1:30.1. He's the fastest driver on the track. Rob Oldham is solid in second place. He's 5 seconds ahead of Kev Allen, but the real battle is behind these drivers, as these are the two drivers that are closer to each other on the track. Simon Allen and Diogo Silva, no strangers in terms of racing with each other, and now the midpoint of the race has been achieved. So now we are officially on the second half of this opening race of the Transatlantic Cup, the 2023 version, keeping the same circuits but with a different car. So no longer the Ginetta G40 that gave us a lot of good racing last year, but now with the Caterham 7, as Simon Allen continues to be ahead of Diogo Silva. Let's look for other battles, as Andrew Dalby is a couple of seconds ahead of Jumbo, and then we only have battles at the back here. Now Diogo Almeida has had an eventful race, but he has battled with a lot of other drivers, and now he's battling with Jorge Jesus. It's an all-Portuguese battle at the back there. Two drivers that are not used for being at the back. Remember that Jorge Jesus is the current champion of Old Fox Racing PlayStation. He won the previous season, and Diogo Almeida has a very respectable track record in all sorts of cars. Now here comes Jorge Jesus on the inside. This is for 11th place, and Diogo Almeida is going to shut the door on him, but clearly Jorge has got more traction. Oh, and no! And this was bound to happen, and it was quite a funny incident there. Jorge Jesus does come out ahead, and let's have a look at what happened, because I thought that Diogo was going to yield there, because, well, frankly, I think Jorge was ahead on this one, and well, Diogo did not want to yield, and he's trying to keep the car. Oh, and Jorge did. I mean, to be fair to Diogo, Jorge did come into the racing line when he was not fully clear, and Diogo was coming with still a lot more momentum. In any case, the good news is that they have not lost any positions whatsoever, because they're already running at the back. The bad news is they're now 11 seconds behind Dale Taylor, so there's plenty of room to improve, but not much time to do so, as we continue with this very classic battle where we see in the horizon Kev Allen followed by Simon Allen, and Diogo Silva really cannot find a way past Simon Allen. Simon doing a great job there in terms of making that car as wide as possible, and ooh, look at that. almost losing it there, Simon Allen, but let's go back trackside and look for other battles there. Delphi Moura continues to lead this race now comfortably, 3.5 seconds. Look at Diogo Silva now. Maybe it's the time that Diogo Silva, he already made a couple of moves in this straight. Simon Allen is going on the inside and making that car as wide as possible. So no chance there for Diogo Silva. Now he's still going on the inside, and look at this, Simon Allen is on the grass. Simon Allen is on the grass, and this was completely self-inflicted, but here comes Diogo Silva. He's up into fourth, but Simon Allen actually has a very good exit there from the corner. Diogo Silva will have to yield because there's no space for two cars, but he's going to come back at Simon now, but Simon retains the lead. Nice racing there between these two drivers. Very good racing between these two drivers, but I suspect this is not the end of this battle. Simon Allen is under severe pressure, but he did a great job. He did make a mistake, went into the grass, but then used that position to basically go on the inside in the next corner and recover the position. Some good racing here from both of these drivers. We'll keep an eye on other battles as well. And Diogo Almeida has actually retired from the race. Diogo Almeida, it was not his day, and he has decided to park it. So we have only 11 drivers running, and the last one is the reigning champion Jorge Jesus from Hero to Zero. And not the start that he wanted, but I'm sure he'll be a lot more competitive in the coming rounds. Jumbo is in 9th place under pressure from Dale Taylor. So Jumbo is going a little bit backwards in this race. He was in 7th, then got overtaken by Andrew Dalby, and now we're not sure whether this was a mistake or just lack of pace, but he is now under pressure from a recovering Dale Taylor, who has had a very eventful race, not the race that he wanted, and he's trying to just secure a few more points. 8th place ahead of Jumbo is John Scott running on his own. 7th is Andrew Dalby running on his own. 6th is Scott Davey running on his own. But and Diogo Silva has overtaken again Simon Allen, but we missed that, so we'll have to come back and review what happened here. And it was, where was it? It wasn't well, it wasn't on the straight, it was done beforehand, and yeah, and here it is. Simon Allen was a little bit too ambitious there on the Graham Hill corner and just runs wide, and here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside, but this is not over yet for sure. But now Diogo Silva up into 4th place, which is a good recovery from 10th, which is where he was after that incident. But the race is not yet done. Now, one thing that has happened is that as these two drivers battled, Kev Allen has actually checked out, and he's no longer under threat. He's 3 seconds ahead of this pair that is battling, and is heading for a podium here. Lap 10 out of 14. Rob Oldham trying to stay within touch of Delphi Moura, but quite tricky at this point. Almost 5 seconds between the two drivers, and the battle for 4th place is definitely not over. Absolutely not over. We have 4 laps to go at the line, and it's still going to be a fascinating battle. Let's look and check if there are other battles. There is Jumbo and Dale Taylor. The battle I was mentioning is that Dale is trying to secure a few more points in this opening race of the championship, and Jumbo is running wide there, a little bit all over the place at the exit, and here comes Dale Taylor. Now he's got the job done. Nicely done there by Dale Taylor, up into 9th place. And Jumbo is in the grass again, which is not going to help his cause there. 8th place is John Scott. He's 9 seconds, well no, 8 seconds ahead. So it's going to be tricky for John Scott, well, for Dale Taylor, sorry, to go and have a challenge at John Scott. Let's look at the lap times of these 3 drivers. That still a bit of an open battle, as Kev Allen has done a 1:32.1, which was a second slower than Diogo Silva, but only 3 laps to go at the line. Not a very long lap here. And still we have a lot. Oh, and Kev Allen is almost losing it there. Kev Allen he knows he's a bit under pressure, so he's trying a little bit hard. The gap, I was trying to check the gap. It is 5 seconds. So still plenty of a gap there that Kev Allen has, securing that third place. But 3 laps to go at the line. 6 seconds the gap at the front. Delphi Moura is absolutely dominant in this opening round. Rob Oldham with an excellent second place, and now he just has to bring it home. Third place is Kev Allen. Kev has done a 1:31.0, so that's a much better lap. Diogo Silva 1:36.59, which is almost half a second faster, but not quite the pace that Diogo needs at the moment, because only 3 laps to go now. 12, 13 and 14. And Kev Allen should be able to secure that podium, should be absolutely able to secure that podium. Diogo Silva has now checked out a little bit from Simon Allen. Simon Allen down into 5th place, 6th Scott Davis, 7th Andrew Dalby, 8th John Scott, 9th Del Taylor, 10th is Jorge Jesus, and Jumbo has dropped back again. He's running last now, so still adapting to this car, as it is a car that requires quite a fair bit of practice to tame and be competitive. Diogo Silva almost losing it there at the back, almost losing it there at the back. The battle is absolutely not over, and Kev Allen has crashed. Kev Allen has crashed, and oh no, 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 he presses the reset button, but he's lost 2 positions in almost no time. He had a bit of a gap, but oh no dear, this is terrible for Kev Allen. He drops from basically 3rd into 5th place, and Diogo Silva up into 3rd place now. Simon Allen back into 4th place, and only a couple of laps to go. Kev Allen, can he still recover? I don't think he's going to be able to, because he's 3 seconds behind Simon. Only a couple of laps to go, and we'll keep an eye on that gap, but it seems that this was a fatal blow for Kev Allen's chances of getting a podium here, as now Del Taylor, who was actually running quite competitively, is under pressure from Jorge Jesus. And this is the tricky part with this car. You do have difficulties controlling it when it's close to another car, and Del Taylor has made a mistake and he's dropped back to 10th place. Jorge Jesus salvaging 9th place almost on the last lap of the race. Delphi Moura is not on his last lap, he's on his penultimate lap. 2nd place man is Rob Oldham, followed by Diogo Silva. Simon Allen is actually now closer to Diogo as well, so the battle for the podium is definitely not over in this race. And let's keep an eye on where is Kev Allen as well. He's dropping back, guys. He's dropping back. He's more than 3 seconds back now, which is not what he wanted, and he's actually, Scott Davely is closer to him than he's to Simon Allen, so seems to me that this is the end of Kev Allen's chances of a podium here. 5th place might be the best that he can secure. 6th is Scott Davely, 7th Andrew Dalby, 8th John Scott, 9th is Jorge Jesus, 10th is Del Taylor, and these two are still at it, as Del Taylor not happy of losing that position, and doing a bit of a two-wheeler there. A two-wheeler with a Caterham. It is possible to do it. It's not advisable to have a wheel up in the air when basically there is no traction whatsoever, as now we have just 1 more lap to go, and that's the lap that we see Delphi Moura in his last lap. And absolutely brilliant performance there by Delphi Moura, opening the championship with a win, and it is absolutely dominant. Look at the gap, 5.3 seconds from Rob Oldham. Almost losing it there. Delphi Moura, just a few more corners to go, and you'll score the first win of the season here at the Transatlantic Cup. We have a few circuits in England, followed by a few circuits in the United States, and here comes now Delphi Moura, just 1 more corner to go basically, and he's going to win the first race at Brands Hatch. He will also win race 2, which we do not have the replay because we were not able to save it. So it's a dominant start of the season for Delphi Moura. He wins, takes a checkered flag. 2nd is Rob Oldham, a nice result for him. 3rd is Diogo Silva, and Diogo Silva under pressure from Simon Allen. At the end, Simon Allen making 1 more attempt, and they are going to cross the line very close to one another, but Diogo Silva secures the podium, followed by Simon Allen. 5th is going to be Kev Allen, followed by Scott Davely. In 6th spot, 7th is going to be Andrew Dalby. Also, not a bad race for him, but he could not stay in touch with the leading pack. Still, it's a solid result. 8th is going to be John Scott. 9th is going to be George Jesus, and 10th is going to be Dale Taylor. Both of them had a few incidents over the 14 laps of this race. Jumbo is going to finish in 11th spot, so that will complete the coverage of round 1 of this championship. Both races were won by Delphi Moura. We'll see you in round 2 in Donington for more exciting racing with the Caterham 7, so see you there, always in the same channel.